We're standing on the precipice of a crisis that's been decades in the making, yet still catches us off guard with its ferocity. The Earth's temperature has risen to unprecedented levels, surpassing the critical threshold of 1 degree Celsius above pre-industrial times. This may seem like a small change, but it's a tipping point that will have far-reaching consequences for our planet. In 1988, James Hansen, then director of the NASA Goddard Institute for Space Studies, sounded a warning that would go largely unheeded until now. He testified before Congress, stating, "The greenhouse effect has increased by about 1/3 since the pre-industrial era. If we increase global temperatures by just 1 degree, it could cut global food production in half." By 2020, that dire prediction had come to pass. As we look at the data, it's clear that the rise of global temperatures is not just a natural fluctuation, but a symptom of human activity. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased by 40% since the Industrial Revolution, primarily due to burning fossil fuels and deforestation. Today, animal agriculture accounts for 14.5% of all greenhouse gas emissions, with the production of beef alone responsible for nearly 1/3 of that total. The consequences are already being felt. In the Amazon rainforest, which once covered over 70% of its original area, just 17% remains intact. This loss is not just an environmental disaster. It also threatens the livelihoods of indigenous communities who depend on the forest for their survival. The scale of this destruction is staggering. Over 8 million tons of plastic enter our oceans every year, suffocating marine life and poisoning the food chain. But there's hope for change. Renewable energy has become increasingly cost-competitive with fossil fuels, with solar power costs plummeting by over 70% in the last decade alone. The growth rate of renewable energy capacity has accelerated in recent years, with wind and solar power combining to produce over half of global electricity generation. In some countries, like Norway, 100% of electricity comes from hydropower. The impact of policy changes can be transformative as well. A single transportation policy, implemented in California in the early 2000s, reduced greenhouse gas emissions by 11 million metric tons, equivalent to taking 3.5 million cars off the road. In China, a nationwide carbon pricing scheme has cut coal consumption by over 1 billion metric tons. We've seen this before. We know how to transition away from fossil fuels and towards a more sustainable economy. The question is, will we act in time? As we move forward, it's crucial that we prioritize climate action above all else. We can no longer afford to delay or compromise on our commitment to reducing emissions and protecting the planet. We've seen the devastating impact of climate change on our planet, from ravaging wildfires to catastrophic sea level rise. The science is clear. Human activity is driving these changes at an unprecedented scale. We've witnessed the struggles of communities fighting to survive in a world that's rapidly changing. As we stand at this critical juncture, it's time to ask ourselves, what will we do next? Will we continue down the path of destruction or seize this moment to take bold action? The choice is ours. I urge you now to join the fight against climate change. Make your voice heard, demand change from your leaders, and invest in a sustainable future for all. Together, we can still create a better tomorrow, but only if we act today.